Tuesdays with Julia
and Melissa.
Welcome. Some of you may be familiar with me from my Awaken Love channel. Melissa, this is her first YouTube tarot video.
Yeah, Jules and I, we've been friends for a minute. We're actually neighbors, and we started during my awakening. I started pulling tarot. She kind of eased me into it, and we started pulling together. And I had this great idea to actually do a channel together. And it took a while, a little bit of convincing, but here we are today. So I'm super excited that my ideas kind of finally come into fruition.
Yes. You do have some history though on YouTube.
A little bit, but we're not going to talk about that.
We won't go there.
I don't want to talk about my other channel.
So, do we want to talk about why we started the channel?
Yeah.
What the purpose is?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Tell the people how you started your awakening, really.
Okay. For those of you who are following from Awaken Love, you may be familiar with my other channel. And my awakening, I feel like I had probably a mini awakening in mid-teens, and then my massive spiritual awakening happened, I would say, about 3 years ago. And the kickoff of that was the Twin Flame journey, for those of you that are familiar with that, but that journey really kicked it off for me.
I feel like it's funny because I feel like you really went through your spiritual awakening when I was in T-Score.
Yes.
So I remember she'd call me up and she would tell me what she was going through. I slowly started watching tarot, but not really understanding everything that was happening to her until really this year is when I went through my awakening. Shit hit the fan, I guess you could say.
As it does.
As it does. And I felt like I was doing really well the past few months, and really I'm excited to get into this reading particularly today because the last week and a half, everything that I've been working for has kind of been wiped out from underneath me. So I've been waiting all day to do this reading. I'm super excited for it. I did want to mention though that we are also going to be promoting small businesses. So do we want to do that now?
Yeah, we definitely can, and we can also bring a little bit more details towards the end of the film. All the information is going to be linked in the information box. But Tea and Tarot Tuesdays obviously is going to feature a tea. I have recently, probably within the last year, have become really passionate about tea. Melissa knows.
I'm working on it.
And also ceramics. I have started throwing my own, but I started to fall in love with just different mugs, different styles.
What's your favorite style?
Of mug?
Yeah.
Or just ceramic?
I guess mug.
Oh, that's really hard because I love a little bit. I really like the wine glasses, the small cups. I don't tend to go too much for a handle, even though it's hard to have a warm beverage without a handle. But yeah, and so we will also feature probably the ceramics as well. So I'm gonna link all the information for whoever the artist is on the mugs. I did go with the same artist for these two mugs. This is Cup Half Full. I'll link her information below.
Super cute too.
Yeah, these mugs were really the first ones that I fell in love with.
Can you see it?
I don't
know if they can see it, but it's very cute.
Yes. I love the design. They were very unique. I'm drawn to ceramics that are not perfect. They have something unique about it, and it's you can tell that it was handcrafted, and those are my go-to. So I will link her information below.
The tea that we are drinking today, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is Twilight Tito. This is one of my favorite tea makers in town. It's Snowshoes Workshop. She does sell her teas all around town in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I will link her information below as well.
And honestly, this is my first time trying it. If we're going to promote it, we might as well try it and tell you guys how we like it. Honestly, this is my first time having it. I really like it. It was subtle. It's soft. It's not, this one particularly isn't super fruity. Yeah, I love it. It's kind of flowery.
Yeah, this one's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
for sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull cards for the energy for the collective going into the week coming. We will pull the energy that we're going to be met with, and then we will pull the energy of guidance messages going into that energy as it's coming at us. Basically, Spirit's guidance on how we can align with that energy in a way that best serves in our highest and greatest good in our highest timeline.
Yeah, Spirit about to hook us up. talk about like Julia being the moon energy, me being the sun energy. So we definitely both bring something very different to our readings. So yeah, is that all you're gonna pull for that?
Yeah, I mean that really sets I really wanted to pull animal spirit for going into next week, and then this card, the cheetah energy. I'm feeling even my heart starting to race as I read this card now. I'm feeling as if the guidance here is be ready for something that's going to come out of nowhere. I think it's going to come in really fast.
It's got some red, yellow, orange in there. That's fire.
Yep. Yeah, I'm already feeling I don't even know if it's anxiety, but it's almost like it's something that happens so quickly and something that is going to be asked to be moved towards very quickly. Whether or not that's going to be the guidance, I think we'll find. But I'm feeling good about that energy. I'm also feeling excited. I feel like this sudden movement is going to be something that you had been desiring.
Well, drawn to love. Love is rising on the horizon in your life.
Ooh. So maybe a new romantic
Maybe
adventure?
you're running into somebody new. I mean, I definitely get that from the from the colors in this. Like, there's going to be something kindling in the near future, possibly. If you've started something with somebody recently and you're not really quite sure about them yet, or maybe you hit the ground running, cheetah style. Ooh, I like it. And this is cool. It kind of looks like a telescope. So you're kind of like looking into your future, the dawn of love.
Or almost as if maybe you saw it coming, possibly. Maybe it's something you've been looking at for a while and it just moved towards you very quickly. Maybe you have been looking towards this, whether that be the actual person or the event. Make a change, welcome change into your life.
Yeah, it says make a change, welcome change into your life.
Work through your fears. Okay.
I see a lot of reflection in this. I see it kind of looks like water, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So making a change, maybe a lot of self-reflection and realizing some of the patterns that you've had in the past, and taking that step forward or running full force like the cheetah to something new.
Yeah.
A different change.
I'm really curious to see what Spirit's guidance is going to be at the end, because my initial intuitive guidance is telling me that this is going to be a situation that's going to pop out of nowhere, but also not going to quite surprise you, because you might have this underlying knowing that you've been manifesting it, but it's going to present itself very quickly. And maybe recently in this past week.
Oh no, not me. I hope so.
In this past week where we kind of got, I know I went through that too, a little bit of rejection from something that I thought that I wanted.
Yeah, I think I wonder honestly if you have felt kind of like me at the beginning, where you feel like you kind of were on track and doing everything right, and then everything kind of like 180 switched around.
Yeah.
Leave us a message in the comments. I want to hear if you guys are on the same path as we are right now. If you're feeling, I just got chills. Let us know if you are feeling the same way that we are, because change is on the horizon, and holy hell, I am ready for it.
It feels like it's going to happen so quickly. And also work through your fears and make a change. Welcome change into your life. And I think now it's starting to come to me a little bit, as in the rejection I know I experienced last week was I almost felt like I was forcing an alignment with something that may have not been in the highest vibrational timeline as possible, and that could have been a little bit of self-doubt of if I'm worthy of the grandest opportunity, and I'm feeling as if that's a little bit of that work through your fears and make a change, welcome the change into your life, is that it may look scary to you because you're not really sure what's on the other side of it. Maybe it's an opportunity or a situation that isn't, in the typical, maybe it's going to require you uplift quite a bit, and maybe it's not going to feel so secure because it's something you haven't experienced before. That's kind of what I'm getting, is that this is such a grand manifestation of something that you have been looking at for a long, you've been looking at it, you've been manifesting actively, and it's going to show up just like that when you least expect it. And it's really asking you to work through your fears and welcome that opportunity. I think you need to run. I think you need to go for it. I don't think there needs to be, I'm almost wondering, I would be surprised if the guidance is any different, but I don't think that there's a need for hesitation.
Yeah, it's funny too, because that's new moon. New moon tonight.
Yeah.
New moon tonight. We've also tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, close enough.
Close
enough.
Shoot, there was something else I was going to say about that. It's okay, I know I forgot.
I don't know if I want to pull any more. I'm trying to, where am I guided to pull some additional information? Do we need any clarification?
I think that's well-rounded. I'm ready to get into it.
Okay. Do we want to go further? Do we want guidance going into this energy?
I think I would personally want more guidance on going
How to
into
address this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Were you shuffling this one? for
Yes. This is my favorite deck. It's actually my first deck. I should know the name of it. I will link it in the description box.
Deviant Tarot, right?
Deviant Tarot.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. It's just a very dark, or not dark, but it's colorful, dark energy. I don't know. I like all
This is
things
definitely your
creepy. I like creepier things for sure. I'll put this up here.
This deck, I am going to have to link the information below. This one is very magical. I got it in a metaphysical store in Raleigh, North Carolina, I believe.
Durham.
Durham?
I think,
Durham,
yeah.
North Carolina, and it is just, I don't know any other deck like this deck, and it's magical. Guidance. Oops.
Interesting.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, look at this deck.
Uh-oh.
Always trying to pop out something different.
No, that spirit's talking.
When I saw this card, I heard pour some love on it. I think that it's gonna ask you to come from your heart space, really open up your heart to the opportunity and the experience. What is this?
That is the Seven of Swords.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But it's upside down.
Yes. As in, don't get in your own way. That's what I'm hearing from that card. Don't get in your own way, where you may have before. This is Seven of Swords. And this is the energy I was getting to. The Seven of Swords sometimes talks about deception. And I almost wonder if your hesitation possibly going into next week in this opportunity may be because in the past it hasn't necessarily worked out. What I'm hearing is that it didn't work out previously, or there was some energy of deception or illusion or feeling as if it was ripped away from you, because you were aligning with an opportunity that was related to a trauma wound, trauma that you hadn't healed through yet, but Spirit's reminding you that you've healed from that situation and that you will be addressing it differently.
I see something very similar.
Yeah.
This card is so funny because she is just surrounded by seven swords. It looked like in the past she was playing a game. You're playing a game with your last loved one, and I feel like you're kind of ready to make a different change and do that self-reflection. So as you were saying,
yeah, but also like trauma bonding sometimes, like with a partner or something along those lines. The way that I understand that, sometimes keeping a partner around, just for the sake of not wanting to feel that rejection, or there was some kind of power maybe we've gotten in the past from that codependent energy in a relationship. I get what you're saying, as in, like, you play games to kind of be on top sometimes. I think we're all guilty of that in a relationship where you want to be the one that's loved a little bit more, and so there is a little bit of that game playing.
Oh.
Look at all these reverses.
Yeah, we got a lot of blockages up in here. Ever since I was because I used to hate reading reversals, and Julie was just like, it's just a block that you're having to deal with, and I feel like there is a lot of reflection that is happening, like now, at least in the last week and a half, maybe a little bit more, going into this week. We have so we got the Eight of Wands, so definitely taking it slow and reflecting, but there's still a spark in there.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, but almost like you're blocking.
That's the Nine of Wands. So I'm sorry. That's the Nine of Wands.
Oh, okay.
So you're at the end of a cycle, which makes sense because you're ready to make a change. But definitely still that self-reflection there. And the Ninth Wand is kindling, so it's almost done. You're ready to blow that little fire out. And then we have a lot of reversals. We have the Empress upside down, the World, and what is this one? That is the Eight of Swords upside down.
I'm definitely getting from this just this entire energy here is almost as if self-sabotage is the general reading, like the general energy that I'm getting here. Self-sabotage that you may, like, there's an underlying subconscious fear that you're not worthy of this. The Empress and the world energy, that's big energy. That's allowing things to come to you, and sometimes I think embodying that Empress energy where things are just, you are just attracting everything that you are in alignment with. And sometimes being in that Empress energy, the idea of it can be frightening, because the idea that things are just going to come to you, you don't necessarily need to put in so much physical effort, can certainly have you feeling, do I deserve that? Am I worthy of that? When truly it's just an alignment with the energy. And so these being in reverse is almost like you were keeping yourself stuck in that tower of like not being able to have that energy of the world, the completion of that cycle, and just aligning with that Empress energy and allowing everything to come in. That was generally what I was getting.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I think also with the Eight of Swords being there, you know that you have like all these things coming at you and you're not really sure how to talk about it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It almost looks like the life is being sucked out of this person, actually.
Gosh, this
by the
is
moon.
going crazy. And entrapping yourself in your own
Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, by your own shadow aspects.
Two of Pentacles.
Two of Pentacles, the juggling,
Yeah.
coming into balance.
Interested to see what you pull.
I'm getting the Knight of Swords, like with the cheetah energy. It's gonna be so fast. Justice, balance.
Future. I pulled future energy with the change.
Mm-hmm. And that's also what I'm getting too, is I feel like it's going to happen so quickly, and you just may be completely just blindsided by this because you have been overcoming. I feel like there's been a lot of struggles that have just been like a lot of battles that you've been fighting that maybe like weren't worth fighting, and it was all part of closing in that cycle and teaching you a lesson. There was a lesson there, and I'm being shown back like what happened last week of possibly something not coming fruition that you thought you were manifesting, and it didn't look exactly the way that you thought it was going to. And
It's definitely sad energy.
yeah, and last week I was pulling some collective energy of just spinning your wheels, and that's what I'm getting again. And it's just, I think I keep hearing Spirit saying it just, the timing wasn't right. There was a lesson that was being learned there of really aligning with what's in your heart and what brings you that soul fulfillment and that passion, rather than going after something that you think you should go after based off of maybe what we've been taught or programmed to believe that we want or need. And then I see justice working out here, balance coming in, and I also see this here with the Two of Pentacles. And to me, I think there's going to be a balance of that masculine and feminine energy. Yeah, sorry, it's coming in for me now because I'm understanding. I've been in a very heavy masculine energy probably for all of 2020. The fact that I'm even sitting here doing this reading,
I stay masculine. I was just thinking about that today. I'm like, how do you stop being so damn masculine, Melissa?
It's so funny that I didn't know that I put this deck up like this, but the war has reached a critical point between Atlantis and Mu. The research that I've done on Atlantis and Mu is, it goes back to the time of Lemuria, but Atlantis being more of that masculine energy, and then Lemuria being more of that feminine energy. And there is actually a point where, this is just a story that I read, and this is the message that's coming through, where the masculine energy, it started to become unbalanced, and there wasn't so much feminine energy that was being pulled in there, and then the imbalance kind of created what they say, where we are now, where there's been a lot of, what word am I looking for? Suppression of the feminine energy. And it's reminding me now, kind of like what's 2020, is there was this, I was manifesting probably from a little bit of an imbalanced place of a masculine perspective, rather than bringing in my feminine heart. That's just the message I'm getting. I start to speak really quickly when I'm channeling. And now I've been really drawn back to my feminine aspects. And I think this is the call, is what I was manifesting was more from a masculine energy rather than a balance of my feminine and masculine. Something like this brings me a lot of joy and a lot of passion, and it's because it aligns with my heart, but I feel my masculine energy in this as well.
It's just funny, 'cause I don't think that there's definitely men in this deck, but every card I pulled is a woman. Every single one of them.
But isn't it funny that the women, the feminine energy is in reverse until this part here?
And then she's like, hey. It does. It looks like she's playing two tambourines in this card. Yeah, definitely learning that balance and how to move forward with your new plans that you're running forward with. That'll be critical here in the next week or so.
Oh, I did pick up the whole deck.
I always like looking at the bottom of the deck too. What did I miss out on? Face your fears. Farewell to fear phantoms. And there's a little star in the middle of it. It's beautiful.
I think I'm just gonna pull one last card from this deck. I absolutely adore this deck. It's very feminine energy, and I'm feeling called for one last card.
And the moon. The bottom of my deck is the moon tonight.
Warrior Woman. What a perfect card! Have you answered your deepest calling? I cannot with this. Oh, that's so magical.
Oh, she's so pretty too.
Have you answered your deepest calling? Is it aligned with both your masculine and feminine energy? Are you listening to your heart, or have you shut that off in some way, form, or fashion? And I think that is the message from Spirit going into next week.
Oh.
And maybe a little bit of feminine healing. Tune in a little bit to that as you're going in. If you're feeling a little woo, this is coming in really fast.
As always, if this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good things. We all know how to do that.
And if we didn't tell you, we're going to do this every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Tea and Tarot Tuesdays with Melissa and Julia. We may change the day, but we'll probably stick with Tuesdays for now.
We got the tea and it is hot. Had to throw that one in there.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for your support and tuning in. We hope you enjoyed. And if you have any messages for us, we would love to hear that.
I think that's it.
This is awesome.
Signing off.